This might be a little bit controversial, but to me, Jeff Kaplan is a very dislikable character. I can't stand the guy. And I don't even know if it's his fault that I can't stand him or it's his higher ups. But I kind of think it's him. And let me explain why. When Overwatch came out, I was actually really excited about that game. It's a game that I really love playing for quite a while, and I even spent money on loot boxes. I was a little bit addicted at the time. And I was a little bit upset because there was no content coming out. You see, Blizzard promised a lot of content after the release of the game, and there was nothing. And then Jeff Kaplan shows his face with testicular cancer, and I'm saying this because he had some amazing cojones to blame me, the customer, for his team not putting out content. You see, apparently his team was focused on moderating the chat. That was their main concern, sanitizing the chat from all banter and all toxicity. And he actually had this thing where he said that it's the players' fault that they're having to delay patches. Because they have to focus on moderating. And I was like, really, dude? Really? Go fuck yourself. I'm the one paying your bread. I'm the one putting food on your table. Not the other way around, fucker. I spend money for this game. I'm buying loot boxes. I don't give a shit what you're doing, right? I'm not asking for censorship. I'm not the one bringing toxicity. In fact, at that time, I wasn't even opening my microphone. I wasn't even typing with people in the chat, except maybe like GG or we need another tank or something like that. And he has the audacity to show his face on my computer screen to blame me and people like me who pay him money that we're the problem that they can't release patches. And since that moment, I disliked him. But not only that, he then talks about how he wants to preemptively ban people and how he wants to do cross-platform banning. So he was talking about how if you're streaming Overwatch and on your stream you say something negative, then he can ban you from the game, which you paid money for, by the way. And you can avoid the ban by purchasing the game again. Sounds profitable, right? For Blizzard, of course. They banned the person for playing Torbjorn in offense. They banned the person for using too many emotes. They banned people for literally everything under the sun. Those were people that paid money for a game that then got banned, and many of them got addicted to the game and bought it again. This is the company that used loot boxes as a gambling system for children. And in some countries, it even got banned legally. Like there was legislation to prevent that in many countries. So, just so you know, it's a very dislikable individual in my opinion. I don't know if it's him or his higher ups. But the idea that I can play Overwatch with my friends and I can stream it on YouTube and we can have some banter, and even though no one is offended, no one is upset, no one reports anyone, someone at Blizzard can see the recording and they can ban us. Fuck these people. And that was the time when I decided to quit Overwatch. Stop playing it, never bought another loot box, and now apparently they're making Overwatch 2. Well, I mean, they've been making it for a while, but more news about it is coming out. And it turns out that Jeff Kaplan was trying to protect the developer team from corporate bullshit. I don't even know what this means, but I wish you would have protected the players from corporate bullshit. You know, the people putting food on your table. So, it also shows the intention he had with the game. And his intention apparently was to make the game more PvE intensive, which shows just how disconnected he was from the player base. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice to have a PvE event every now and then, and Overwatch had a couple. But the main purpose that people enjoyed playing Overwatch was the PvP and the competitiveness of it. Now, I don't mind if they want to add some PvE. That's cool. But what people wanted the most was to focus on the PvP. That's why people played Overwatch. But no, his main focus was on PvE. Interesting. Now, one of the main complaints that I've seen on a lot of Overwatch forums was the removal of skill from the game. And what people meant by this is that if you play a character like McCree, or whatever their new name is, I think they renamed McCree to Black Lives Matter Boulevard or whatever, or Widowmaker, or any other one of these characters like Genji, you need to aim. And you need to move the mouse cursor and you need to aim in order to be good at the game. But they were adding a lot of characters that didn't require any skill, like Brigitte, for example, which is a character that operates more on cooldowns, or that Hamster, or I stopped playing when they started adding all these garbage characters that were focusing more on cooldowns and required little to no skill compared to the other characters that require to position headshots and make sure that they're in a advantageous position before they can open fire. So a lot of people were complaining about this, and they were pointing out, it's like, look, it's okay to have one or two of these characters that beginners can play, but enough is enough. I mean, come on. They even had that uppercut guy, that melee character. It's like, can you stop making characters that are based on cooldown? Can you make characters that are more skill focused? Because at the end of the day, even when you look at esports, and a lot of Overwatch players that I know used to like watching esports, when you would see a Widowmaker getting 4 headshots, like everyone was cheering and it was exciting, and you look at the chat and everyone was pogging. I don't think pogging was back then, but still. Now, when you saw Brigitte use her combo with stunning and whatnot, people were like, LOL, yeah, okay. So it was actually making the game work, and that was something that they should have addressed. They should have found a way to address that concern, which actually came from the player base, rather than sanitizing the chat, rather than banning players, rather than focusing on PvE and other nonsense. So I don't think I'm going to get Overwatch 2. I don't think it's even going to be a good game. I think it's going to be like an expansion pack that they're going to charge you full price for. And we'll see if people like it, but I'm really not excited about it. And instead of people complaining about the sexismus at Blizzard and whatnot, which is understandable why people are upset, but I don't get why people aren't upset with the way they're treating customers. They wouldn't exist as a business if people like you and I wouldn't put food on their table. They should have more respect for us. We're their actual bosses. Or maybe it's BlackRock investing money because they have a high ESG score. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.